I want you to imagine you're on a train. You don't need to close your eyes to do this. So if you're operating heavy machinery or driving, you can still listen to this without closing your eyes. But I want you to imagine you're on a train. I want you to imagine you are right in the centre of England. Even if you're not from England, you'll know England's kind of shaped like a bit like this with a bum on the side and like a thing at the top, right? No offence, Welsh people, I didn't call you the arseholes of Great Britain. That's not what I'm saying. I love Wales. It's my spiritual home. I want you to imagine you're in the middle of England and you're travelling north, 70 miles an hour. This isn't a math question, by the way. Don't worry which way is the smoke blowing on the electric train. It's not one of those. You're in the middle of England. You're travelling north, 70 miles an hour. You're heading towards Scotland at the top of England, right? Beautiful Scotland, picturesque, mountainous, raw Scotland. And you get halfway between the middle of England and Scotland. So you're somewhere around like Manchester-y ish area. You're somewhere around there, Leeds and Manchester, somewhere around there. You're still travelling at 70 miles an hour towards Scotland. And you decide you don't want to go to Scotland, you want to go to London. Let me ask you this. In that moment that you decide that you don't want to go to Scotland and you want to go to London, and you're travelling 70 miles an hour north on this train and you want to be going south, you're travelling 70 miles an hour, not 70 miles, just 70 miles an hour north on this train. In that moment of decision, does the train flip and spin around and take you straight to London, like instantly? Of course it doesn't. Because everyone would get whiplash if the train that's travelling at 70 miles an hour that way spins around and goes the other way. Everyone would get whiplash, you'd all throw up, and a few people would probably die and break stuff. And there'd be things everywhere. It would just be a mess. It would just be a mess. Do you jump out of the train and start running toward? You don't jump out of the train and start running towards London because that's where you want to go. You accept that you're still heading towards Scotland, but you know you want to go to London, and you made the decision you're going to London, and you now know your best next step is to get off at the next stop. Look for the next train to London, get on that train to London, and wait patiently until you end up at your destination. You don't flip out because you're still going towards Scotland. You don't need to go on a retreat because you know you're still going towards Scotland even though you want to go. You don't need to go into therapy because you want to go to London but you're still heading towards Scotland. You don't need to hire a coach even. You don't need to watch stuff on YouTube. You just know that you've made your decision to go to London instead of Scotland, so you know that you're going to get off at the next stop, and you know you're going to find the next train, and you know you're eventually going to get to London. I promise you this, life is exactly the same as that. Now, the thing is, people tell themselves some story that, oh, I'm going to Scotland, that's where I'm destined to go. My parents always went to Scotland, their parents went to Scotland, my friends go to Scotland, my work is in Scotland. My kids keep saying they want to go to Scotland, so I'm just, it's inevitable, I've got to go to Scotland. Even though I want to go to London, I've got to go to Scotland. And this train's going to Scotland, so I may as well just stay on it because it's easy. That's where most people are at in life. Very few people go, I don't want to go to Scotland. Just because my parents went to Scotland doesn't mean I need to go to Scotland. Just because their parents went to Scotland doesn't mean they'll go, I need to go to Scotland. Just because they might be disappointed that I've chosen to go somewhere else instead of where they always went. They might be disappointed in me because I didn't do what they always did and I've broke that pattern. Just because my kids want to go there doesn't mean, because grandparents went there, doesn't mean that I've got to go there because the kids might get upset because I choose to go to London with them or without them. Very few people go, no, I want to go to London. That's what my heart is saying. I want to, all a metaphor, by the way. It could be weight loss, it could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be money. Could be identity. It could be coming home to the truth of who you are. You might know that you're meant for the city and rather than the Highlands. You might know that you're meant for that city rather than the Highlands. And it's up to you whether you accept that, nah, I'm on the way to the Highlands, so fate decides I'll just go to the Highlands, or I'm going to get off at the next stop and I'm going to go down to London. I share that with you because I was on a conversation with a client this morning who said, "Oh Matt, I know I want this, but it's just not happened yet. I don't want the old. I don't want to go back to the old, the way it was before." And they were talking specifically about a relationship. They were like, "I don't want to go back to the old, but it can be easy to go back to the old, and like we know each other and stuff." But they knew they wanted more. They didn't want Scotland. They wanted London. But they were like, "Oh, it hasn't happened yet. I know what I want, but it just hasn't happened yet." Again, you wouldn't sit on a train moaning that you're not there yet. You would just kind of, well, I don't know what you do on a train, but you'd enjoy the moment because you knew you were going to end up there anyway. You knew you were going to get to where you wanted to get to eventually. You just knew that. A lot of people have lost the faith, and that's the reason why I've got it tattooed across my back, to keep the faith, to hold on to the faith, to have faith support me, be behind me the whole way. Because even if what I want hasn't showed up in my reality yet, doesn't mean I don't ever get to experience it. And that's how I've always got whatever I wanted in life, because I held faith that it was going to happen, even if it wasn't in my reality. Whether it's that I wanted to go and move out of the town and into a village in the countryside, then that became my reality. And I decided, I want to upgrade. I want a bigger house. I want the real nice house on a nice estate, a nice area. Big 4-bed detached. Yeah, I've made it house. Then I didn't allow myself to get depressed because it wasn't in my reality. Reality takes a bit of time to catch up with you, just like the train trip to London, just like your holiday. You know where you want to go. You've got the feeling of what you want. Then it eventually shows up, and then I get the house. I'm like, I've always wanted a Victorian terrace with a cellar. Boom, that was my reality. Relationship. I want that person. I've always wanted that person, that type of person. I didn't allow myself to get depressed because it wasn't my reality. I just knew that that's where I was eventually going to end up. I was eventually going to get to London. So I just go about life as it is. And then it becomes my reality. And I go, actually, I want to have a relationship with this type of person. Actually, I want to be single. And I want these type of clients to work with. And I want to have a presence on YouTube. I didn't get depressed because I didn't have any followers and any subscribers at the start. I see the vision, I hold the vision, I know it's going to eventually happen. My London is going to happen. I don't need to do anything about it because it's just going to happen. And there might be inner work. Yes, there might be inner work. You might have to heal the inner child. You might have to shift your beliefs and perceptions. But when you come home to the truth that you get to have whatever you want just because, and come home to the truth of who you are and what you are, the truth of you, which is God, which is source, which is universe, which is pure light and love and a byproduct of the universe and just an expression of the universe, infinite potentiality that has just picked up some beliefs and stories about himself along the way. This identity that you're holding isn't really you, because again, that can crumble, that can fall like that. If you're a son or a daughter and your parents die, boom, there's your identity of son and daughter gone. If you're a husband or a wife and they leave or you leave, there's your identity of husband or wife gone. Before you go off to university to get a doctorate in something or a PhD or whatever, you wasn't that person, and then you became it. And you became, I am this, and then letters after my name, that's my identity. It's not who you are. It's just surface stuff. And once you let go of the surface stuff, you come home to the truth of who you are. You see that you are pure, innocent, this moment, energy, life right now in this moment. And as you are life in this moment, it means you're worthy and deserving of everything that this world could possibly give you. And the only difference between you having it and not having it is deciding that you get to have it, holding that image in your mind, in your body, feeling the energy that you would feel if you already had it, feeling the mood that you'd feel if you already had it, knowing that it will just come anyway because of the laws of the universe. That's how this stuff works. Knowing that you'll eventually end up in London. You don't try and drive the train. You don't try and stop the train. You don't try and drive the train. You don't try and steer the train. You don't do any of that stuff. You just get on the train. That's where most people are going wrong in life, is they think they need to be the driver, the conductor, the everything of the train, even the builder of the train. So they've got something to prove. Hey, I got that train all the way from Scotland to London and I did that. No, you just need to get on. You can sit in first class and let everyone do everything for you and you just enjoy the ride. But ego and pride says you have to prove, you have to earn, you have to deserve. You only deserve after you've done a certain thing. Who said? God's never told you that you need to be more than you are to have what you want, to do more than you're doing in order to get what you want. Your parents might have said it. Your gods, when you were younger, might have said it. And your teachers might have said it. And society may have even tried to instill it into you. But look at the people at the very, very top, the haves of all the haves of everything. They're currently experiencing whatever they want. They get whatever they want. They get free shits thrown at them all the time. Because they've come home to the truth that they are worthy and deserving of it no matter what. They don't have to be something different. And you could say, oh, Matt, they only get it because they're somebody and what they've done. Nope. I disagree with that. It doesn't serve me to believe that, and that's just a belief. And you've got to ask yourself, does that belief serve you? Or do you get to have what you want just 'cause? No one charges you for air. You haven't got to prove yourself for air. Air, the most valuable resource in the world. How do I know it's the most valuable resource in the world? Because without it, you will die. You can pretty much survive with everything, without anything else this planet has to offer you, apart from air. Air, water, and a bit of food. Like the two most valuable things in the planet, like water and air, what you're made of, completely free at the moment. Completely free. So if you can have the most valuable things on the planet for free without having to prove anything, that means you get to have anything else on the planet for free without having to prove anything. Now, you might be guided to do work, right? So I know I'm worthy and deserving of whatever I want in life. And then I sit and go, right, that's what I want next in my life. Guide me, show me where I need to go, maybe what I need to do, who I need to be in order to get that. And then the guide comes through and says, right, create the YouTube videos, or run this program, or offer the coaching, or start this business, or sell this, or invest in that. I get the guidance to do stuff. I don't need to. I get to have it anyway. No price needs to be paid for whatever I want and whatever feeling I want. No price needs to be paid for that. I don't need to earn happiness. I don't need to earn joy. I don't need to earn peace. I don't need to earn ecstasy. I don't need to earn bliss. I can just choose to, because those feelings are inside of us anyway, so we can just choose to just drum them up whenever we want to. And that cuts out the middleman. That cuts out the doing all the work to buy the thing. No, sorry, doing all the work to get paid to then buy the thing that then will give you the feeling for a moment in time. You cut out all those middlemen, you just feel the feeling anyway. And then you're free to be and do whatever you want because you realize you don't need the thing to feel the feeling. You just feel the feeling. And then you get guided into much higher action, much higher ways of being and operating in this world. And then the world then, because everything oscillates at the same level, vibrates at the same level, what you reap, you sow. Sorry, what you sow, you reap. So if you're putting out at this level, you're only going to receive at this level. Everything else will just bump up against you. But if you're vibrating at this level, you're only going to receive at this level, and everything else will bump up against you. That's the way the world works. That's it. I know there's a message in this video for somebody somewhere. So I'm going to let you marinate in those words that have come out of this video. I'm going to let you be with those words that have come out in this video. I'm going to let you trust in the truth that your heart and soul has felt come out of this video. I encourage you to spend some time with it. Spend some time with what's come out of this video. Go and be with that. Remember the truth of who you are. Whole, worthy, deserving, complete, innocent, pure, this moment, infinite potentiality. You get to pick whichever reality that you want, knowing that you don't need to do anything to make it happen. The universe has got that. God's in the detail. You don't need to worry about the doing. You might be guided to do stuff, but you don't need to force it and try and make it happen. You don't have to get depressed because it hasn't happened yet. What will be, and that doesn't mean you lie down and just let life do its thing. What will be comes after you decide what it is that you actually want, hold true to that, set up boundaries and standards in alignment with that, and take guided action towards it. While on the train to Scotland, you want to go to London, you go, I want to go to London, I'm worthy, deserving of being in London. You don't stay on the train. You get guided to get off the train, to buy another ticket, to get on the other train, to get to London. You get guided to take those steps. Just like with anything, whether it's relationships, whether it's career, whether it's money, whether it's health, decide what it is that you want. Know that you might be going one way in life and you get to go, nope, don't want to go that way anymore. I want to go that way. So you just take a moment to breathe and go, I've made the decision to go the other way. I can slow down slowly from going this way I can make logical decisions rather than emotional ones where jump out the window, I'm going the wrong way on the train, jump out of the relationship, jump out of the whatever job. No. You get to slow down, make plans, turn around, and go to where you actually want to go to. The same applies if you're going to London, you don't want to go there, you realise you actually just want to go to Scotland and spend some time in the Highlands. Same thing. Whatever is going on for you in life right now, you can change it like that just by making a decision that you want to go a different direction. You want to go somewhere else and then taking the guided best next steps. If you feel, and if you're being guided to reach out to me to talk about coaching with me in any way, then I do have some space in my diary available for those who are fully committed to living a life they love as the best version of themselves. Fully committed to letting go of anything that's not serving them, whether it's beliefs, habits, actions. Let go of everything, stories that aren't serving them. If that's you, you're ready to do that, you're willing to do that, and you're able to do that. But you want to let go of everything that isn't serving you so you can move towards your London or your Scotland, move towards the relationship that you want, the friendships that you want, the health that you want, the happiness that you want, the freedom that you want, the finances that you want, the career and calling that you want, the fulfillment, the joy, the bliss, the ecstasy that you want. If you want to move away from that way and you want to move towards that, if you want to move away from the old way of doing things, you want to make the change, you want to get off the train, get on a different train, I'd love to have a conversation with you to see if working together is the best next step. If you're feeling called to do that, please reach out. matt@coachmattsmith.com is my personal email. Send an email to that. You will get me directly. And then we can schedule a call. We can discuss where you are in life right now, what's going on for you. We can look at where you actually want to be in life and what that would mean to you. And we'll also take a look at what you need to do in order to get off the train of going to where you don't want to go and onto the train of where you do want to go. Those calls are completely complementary. That first call, that initial discovery call, completely complementary. Okay? I do that for anyone that I feel is the right fit. We'll have maybe a couple of conversations backwards and forwards via email. If I feel that we're the right fit, we'll jump on a call. We'll do all of that on that one call. That alone is life-changing. That one call, that complimentary call, is life-changing in itself. If then we decide and agree to work together more and go more in depth with it if we need to, and if we feel it's right to, we can discuss that on that call. If not, then that's totally cool too. There's no hard sell. If we work together, great. If we don't, that's great too. That's all I've got for you today. Thank you very much for watching. I'll speak to you soon.